that one. Bussing with the boys, ask Brendan Schaub about Matt Rife. Yeah, this is a good one as well. This is a really good clip. Because I feel like they expected Brendan to hate. He wanted to hate, but he was on his best behavior. And then he tried to do that thing where I honestly thought Brendan was going to say he kind of mentored Matt Rife. That's honestly what I thought. It was going down that kind of lane. It kind of gave me a feeling, is Brendan going to say that Matt Rife is where he's at because of him? He introduced him to his agent or something. Like, it kind of felt like he was going to go down that road, but he didn't. He resisted the urge of saying that, and he was kind of complimentary, but then he also ended up saying some very insane things about action movies, which I'm going to play. Let's play this clip anyway.
It's nice.
Yeah, he's got to.
What's your take on Matt Rife?
I love Matt. I've known Matt forever.
We know him for a hot second.
But I mean,
he's not old enough for you to know him forever.
Well, Matt, I've known since he was probably 18, 19.
No, older,
right?
16.
Young.
16.
I mean, young.
He was at the Laugh Factory. No, hold on. He's one of the most. Hey, Will, he's one of the most selling comedians. He sold out his entire tour for 2 years. He's doing arenas.
He's always worked hard.
He's the fastest to blow up like that in this day and age because off TikTok, off his crowd work. You would love him. Great kid.
He works hard. He works hard.
He was on Wild 'N Out.
Yeah, but
they didn't let the white guy talk, but whatever.
Yeah, he always works hard. He's always worked hard. He's always been humble. He's always been a great kid. Like, for me anyway.
I met him because we met him. You'd come around the Laugh Factory or whatever all the time, and we're in the parking lot, and Kate Beckinsale walks up. I'm like, holy shit. Like, she's a unicorn, man. I'm like, who's with her? He was like 18.
Yep. And by the way, how about this? How about this about this kid?
Great jawline on the kid.
I asked him about Kate Beckinsale, and this is when he said to me, and he was probably 21 or something, and I wanted to know some questions. He goes, I can't really talk about her. I got to protect her privacy. That's what this kid said at 22.
I mean, does it look like mom and son there? Yeah, it does. Yeah. But he pulled it off, dude. Shout out to him. She's in Van Helsing,
but he's crushing it right now.
So. Number one questionable thing there, Brian Callen asking an 18-year-old about his girlfriend. Brian Callen asking an 18-year-old about his girlfriend. Yes, at the time he was dating Kate Beckinsale, she was obviously older, but asking an 18-year-old about how many chicks they're fucking is legitimately one of the most creepiest thing I've ever heard in my entire life. Number one, again, maybe I'm different, but I feel like they were boyfriend and girlfriend, if I'm not mistaken, right? Didn't last long, but they were boyfriend and girlfriend. I personally think, even as friends, it's very weird for you to ask your male friend about their girlfriend in any way, shape, or form when it comes romantically. Like, I don't know, how she fucking sucks his dick or some shit. It's just odd. It makes sense maybe when you're out with your boys and you're on the pool, you're trying to fucking see what girls you can fuck in the club and shit, and you get talking about what happened when you went to the bathroom with someone in the car, cool. But when that's your girlfriend or someone you're dating, isn't that very, what's that thing called? Isn't that lacking in like class, manners, decency to ask your friend about their girlfriend? It's odd, isn't it? And I think it's weird if that's your friend. That's not your friend. Brian Callen doesn't know Matt Rife as a friend. They're colleagues in comedy, but they're not close like that. And Matt Rife at that time was 18, 19, 20, whatever it was, under 21 years of age. And this man that's in his like 50s is asking him about his dick. Ew. 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 Then Brendan listing off Matt Rife credentials, mostly around ticket sales and about how famous he is. Is all the evidence you know about what he respects in people. So if you're killing it, if you're this, he can't hate because you're obviously smashing it and killing it, because that's the only metric that he kind of goes by. That's all that matters. And they know him for time, blah, blah, blah. But I have to be honest and say that I'm really happy that even though these guys may have known this guy since he's 16, Matt Rife has kept clear of these guys and done it in his own. I think that's one reason why I kind of like, even though I'm not a fan of his comedy and I think, he's not for me, I can respect the guy a lot because at least he's done it on his own. He did it in his own lane, doing his own thing, didn't have to go and suck off Rogan and shit, did it by himself. Props to him. I think somebody said recently, who said it? What podcast? Somebody mentioned recently in the podcast that Matt Rife is meant to be on Rogan soon, right? So that's going to be a good look for him. It's going to blow him up even more. But it's quite nice that he's kind of stayed away from everybody and did his own thing. I'm also hoping, even though he's a fucking stud and all the women like him, I'm also praying that there's no fucking crazy shit's going to come out about him. He's not going to be counseled for some nonsense, and that he's just like a decent guy, because there needs to exist. There needs to be at least one. There needs to be at least one comedian out there who goes on road, fucks all the fucking women, shows them a good time, treats them well, and also doesn't have any fucking crazy shit in their fucking cupboard. Please. It's not difficult. If you're single and you want to do comedy, partly to do comedy and be funny and also fuck girls, it's probably a pretty fun career. I can understand it. But the tendency for some of these comedians to just not enjoy, you know, the fucking, you know, enjoy how nice of a career it is to kind of run around the country doing your own thing and also treat people well and show them a good time is odd. I can't understand why they just don't do that. But hopefully Matt Rife doesn't. But even if it does happen, I think he'll be fine because he's such a big of a star. But I'm praying that isn't the case. But I just find it hilarious that Brendan listed off all these things about himself being amazing in terms of fucking his ticket sales. And also then Brian tried to jump in there by saying that, yeah, I knew him since he was 16 and then I asked him about his girlfriend when he was 18. Like, bro, please get a job. Please grow up. Please get some real friends. Please fucking stop being creepy. Stop being inappropriate. And, you know, like, stop trying to dig for gossip from, like, another man. Like, such an LA cucky, like, gross thing to do, right? To ask another man about their dick. Like, oh, yeah, what happened there? What happened? Like, kissing and telling in general is horrible. I've never been a fan of it. But with your age mates, with your actual friends, people in your inner circle, cool. But like just some random comedian guy in a comedy Laugh Factory parking lot asking you about your dick, like, nah, stay over there, old man. What are you guys saying in the chat? Can I smell your fingers? Matt says, Gerard. You're a fucking savage. Can I smell your fingers? Crashes. One of my friends thinks Matt Rife is so hot. I asked her how could she like him when he looks like so much like a woman. You know what she said? He can call me daddy then. Shit, I don't care. Yeah, no, to be fair anyway, like women like that. And no denying, whether he looks like a woman or not, he's a good looking guy. And usually in comedy especially as well, because imagine, Chris D'Elia was the most good looking comedian before Matt Rife came around. Or maybe Brendan Schaub before he started fucking drinking too much and doing too many fucking addies. And those guys are like, they look like a fucking farm compared to fucking Matt Rife, let's be fair. Like, if he wasn't so built and wasn't so ripped, he could be a legit runway model. You know, he's that good looking. So it's not really normal to see that in stand-up comedy. So that's why I can understand why the girls are going goo goo gaga for him. It makes sense. He's also got a good sense of humor, and he looks the way he does. Like, it makes sense. Come on. Honestly, all the comedians I've heard on podcasts say you go way back to Matt and have nothing but good shit to say. Yeah, exactly. That's good. That's what I love to say about him. Becky Uche, it's good to hear that. Good shit to say about him. Matt Rife hanging with Callan is dicey B. Hope no fiddler alligators. Hopefully so. Me too. Again, not a fan of the guy's comedy, but love his come up. Love the fact that he doesn't have to rely on Rogan, didn't have to rely on the whole LA comedy scene to kind of prop him up. Did it from the ground up, got it from the mud. Props to him, but I'm just hoping that there's no fucking skeletons and shit that'll come out of his closet. That's the only thing I'm hoping. Cupboard, closet, fucking trunk of his car, please, no skeletons. Just be like, it can exist. There should be able to be a guy in stand-up who's single, who's able to kind of live the fucking bachelor life of running around town, running around the country, running around the world, doing stand-up comedy, going to bars and clubs, fucking load of fucking, you know, waitresses and bartenders and shit, right? The other comedians there that want it as well, the fans, fuck it, do whatever you want to do, lay pipe, but also be a decent human. It's not hard. It should be easy to do. Come on. Treat them well, get them breakfast, pay for their Ubers home. I don't know, you know what I mean? Like, have some conversation before you try and force your tongue down their throats. Something, be decent. Open doors. I don't know. Chris name drops Matt Rife every now and then, like they call with each other. Yeah, exactly. Matt should probably stay as far away from Chris as possible. Please, for the love of God. Matt Rife has same NFL credentials as Bapper. Oh, did he? Did Matt Rife play in NFL too? Did he get practice squads? Okay. I didn't know that. But comedians are supposed to be Big up Austin Casey. Appreciate for the donation, brother.
Sorry to go back on topics, but I just looked up Schaub's college football stats at University of Colorado. They are pathetic. He played 2 years with 5 games in 2005 and has less than 20 total yards.
I don't know. Big up Austin Casey. Thank you for the donation. As a thing, I think I need to get into football, NFL specifically, American football. I don't really know anything about it, right? But I need to. I need to find out what I want. I need to. I need to find out what that means, because I'd heard people say that a lot, and it's supposedly those stats are horrible. What you say there, right? He had what? He played 2 years with 5 games in 2005 and had less than 220 yards. That's supposedly really bad. So I want to find out more about what goes into it, because I'm sure when I get to the crux of it, I can understand a bit more why. Because the thing is funny, because obviously Firing the Kid's American. I remember on the Reddit, people were saying from early on the subreddit, people were calling it out, saying there's no way Brendan was an NFL player. They were saying it from the beginning. So it's always been something that people called out, because I think a lot of people in the sub had played college football, played various levels, had friends, followed our balls deep in football. So it's a weird lie to say, because it feels like football in America is similar to football in the UK. People are balls deep into it. You can't just lie about playing for Arsenal, playing for West Ham. You can just look on the internet and find out if you played for them, all the details, all the stats. Yo, big up Good Robot. Appreciate you, brother, for the super chat.
Every time I catch you live, I usually drop a 20. Here's to tradition. Hope all is well, my dude.
Yeah, big up Good Robot. Yes, thank you for dropping that, brother. You don't have to. No traditions needed. Just your presence is good enough, brother. But thank you. I'm well. Had a bit of a crazy one, last few days and shit. But we back. We're back on that pedal bike. We keep pushing. We keep doing our things. We don't excuse ourselves from the madnesses, because we are grown adults and we live with the consequences of our actions. That's all I have to say. But big up Good Robot. Appreciate you. Stiagu says, okay, where this comes from. Okay, Stingagoo. Okay.
Could you bore us with some soccer talk?
Okay. You are you're being very clear here. You're being very clear with your hate for my soccer talk, Stingagoo, and I appreciate you for your honesty, sir. Appreciate you for your honesty. Thank you. Thank you. Could you bore us with your soccer talk? Yeah, please. Dicey soccer talk. You need 4 guests for a 3-hour podcast. Each guest should blah, 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 blah. What's we saying here, Brob? You need 4 guests for a 3-hour podcast. Each guest should have personal issues with at least one of their persons in the room. All guests must have at least one person who dislikes them. Who are they? Well, I don't know about that one, mate. There's too many to mention there. Too many to mention. What's going on here? I'm pretty sure Papa wasn't even barking. Anyway, let's continue. What was I saying? Yeah, cool. So anyway, as you say, again, so I'm looking forward to seeing Matt Rife on Joe Rogan, by the way, just to end that thing. That would be quite fun to see. Happy he made it on his own. Again, all the clout demons are going to come out. Like, just keep an eye out on who starts sucking off Matt Rife once he goes on Rogan. Now, maybe he's smart, and Matt Rife specifically has declined going on certain shows before he went on Rogan. Maybe he was always aiming to go on Rogan first. So now he's blown up, he's going on Rogan, but just let's see all the clout demons that try and book him on his show. Because I know him and Whitney have a relationship. He's been on Whitney Cummings' show a few times. So let's see how many people try and beg him to come on their show and stuff and start wanting to suck him off, because he's got, he's got that fucking touch on him. He's got that fucking mark on him. Let's see. Because it's going to be very interesting to see all the people that kind of suddenly start fucking sucking him up and wanting to be on his pod because he's going to give them something on there. Exactly, Uche. Matt doesn't need Rogan, but I think that's going to be a perfect Rogan. He's going to go on there and just be relaxed, be himself, and not try to suck him off too much and make it a cringy show. It's actually going to make it worthwhile to watch because he doesn't need Rogan. That's precisely why I think it's going to be a good episode. But hey, I could be wrong.